Right, I think I can already start with the introduction. Um, so, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session about Fabric. Throughout this presentation, I will guide you to what you need to know about Microsoft Fabric, from architecture to use cases to pricing and capacity. But maybe first, short introduction of myself. My name is Melanie Verkaamt, and I'm analytics solution expert at element61. So, for those who don't know, element61, it's a data consultancy company based in Belgium with key expertise in analytics. So, I have myself 4 years of experience and have a background in data and analytics as a consultant myself a couple of years ago. And now I try to help companies in leveraging their data the best cost-effective way with maximum insights. So very shortly about Element61. So as I said, we are a Belgium-based company with key focus on the analytics, and we have three key departments or competence centers, I can say. First of all, we have our business intelligence part, business intelligence, everything related with data warehousing, engineering, modern data platforms. So mainly what we will be talking about today about Fabric, data governance as well, very important topic nowadays. So that's for the business intelligence part. But on top of that, we have also a data science and analysis part where we leverage all AI, machine learning. We have even our Gen AI chatbot. That's when the data is more mature. We can work with the data in the second step using data science and analysis. And then our third competence center is performance management. Performance management, everything related with the financial data, financial consolidation, group reporting, planning, budgeting, forecasting, ESG as well. So that's our third pillar or our third competence center with our key expertise in. Element61, this year we got the highest certification in Fabric as Fabric featured partner. So we hope to bring you as much knowledge that we have about Fabric to you. And if you have questions throughout this session, you can or leave it in the Q&A session or just ping me or connect with me, and I'm happy to answer all your questions. So let's start with the topics that we will be tackling today. First of all, what is Microsoft Fabric? I think you already heard about Microsoft Fabric. You have a notion of what it is, but to really dive into why it is so revolutionary in the second topic, I just want to take a step back and explain to you what is Microsoft Fabric now. Second step is then the why. Why the revolution? Why is it so revolutionary? Thirdly, we will be discussing how we used Microsoft Fabric at Element61 and also how we use it at a customer, so an example. And lastly, we will conclude and have some final reflections about Microsoft Fabric itself. All right, let's dive into it. Now, what is Fabric? I will try to explain you as simply as possible what Fabric really is. So Fabric is a data platform. And what is a data platform? Let me explain it here through our slides here. First of all, to facilitate innovation and make data-driven decision-making, you need your data sources. So that's the first step of a data platform. You need to have your data sources structured or unstructured, streaming, semi-structured, it doesn't matter. You need your data. And then as a second part, the data from all the different sources, we will ingest the data into the data platform. And in that data platform, we will build the one enterprise data model, which we call it also the single source of truth. And we will build it according to all best practices using the bronze, silver, and gold layer. You see it on my slide. While we ingest the data from the source into our data warehouse layer, the medallion structure we call it, so the three parts, bronze, silver, and gold, are mainly to build and to harmonize, to consolidate your data into that one enterprise data model. First, we store the data in the bronze layer. So it's just the raw data from your different sources. We store it over there. Then we bring it to the silver part where we will transform the data, where we will cleanse the data, and make sure the data is in the correct format. And then in the gold layer, we will all combine the data into the one data model, and that will be your single source of truth. So once your data is in the gold layer, we will present and visualize the data. So that's the last part, and that's the part where business is mainly interested in, of course, in the visualizations of your data and the actionable insights that you get from your data. So these are all steps from your data from scratch to visualization or to machine learning models. These are all quite some steps separately. However, having a data platform, having a modern data platform, you can all orchestrate this. So you can make automated pipelines. So your data from your sources are automatically transferred, are automatically modeled, and automatically visualized or used in your machine learning models. And this is what a modern data platform does. This is what a Fabric modern data platform does from you. It enables the data warehousing part, it enables the machine learning part, the reporting part, and the real-time analytics. It does the full picture. So that's it, very short, what a modern data platform is and what Fabric is and how it can be used. Now, you may think, okay, I already know what a data platform is. I already know what a modern data platform is, but why Fabric? Why is it so revolutionary compared to other modern data platforms? Well, instead of dealing with fragmented storage formats and scattered storage locations, Microsoft Fabric introduces one data lake. So it provides a single storage layer where all your data seamlessly integrates with various Fabric experiences, whether it's for analytics, whether it's for machine learning, or whether it's for reporting. So you no longer need all the separate layers that I explained to you in the previous slides, like a data warehouse layer, the presentation layer, the visualization layer. All the layers are all integrated in Fabric. And one lake contains your data orchestration, your data engineering, your data science, your data warehouse, your real-time analytics, your Power BI, your databases. So it's all in Fabric. And it's also very easy to set it up. You can create your lakehouse with just one click, and it immediately starts working with your data. And this integration into one lake, so all the separate components you see here above, the integration in one lake fosters easy collaboration. So everyone who works or everyone who is familiar with Power BI, it's like the Power BI like interface. So it's one same interface, and multiple teams can work on the same data for different use cases, which increases efficiency and consistency. And Fabric also provides perfect separation of compute and storage. So all physical data resides in one lake, and the compute engines like Spark and SQL can seamlessly read and write to one lake, all in Delta format. So you can have maximum compatibility and flexibility. And besides this, Fabric also take care of the centralized administration and governance. So below you see here the administration and governance part. Instead of having all these tools to do your data governance, you can use Purview of the integrated features on data governance in Fabric. So from a single interface, you can track where your data is located, you can monitor who has access to your data, and you can ensure compliance with data governance policies. You have this complete visibility and control right out of the box. So this part is why Microsoft Fabric is so revolutionary. It's all in one platform. Now, on top of that, Fabric is also powered by AI. So if you have Copilot licenses, you can use it in Fabric or Power BI. And I have a demo prepared for you in which I can show you how you can use Copilot in Fabric or in the backend or in the front end in Power BI. So let me show it here through a demo what is possible. Um, all right. So first, we can ask Copilot to change the table in the backend. So you see here a table. Let's say, for example, please keep the first four columns. And then it will just change the table as you can see here. But also in the front end, we can ask a lot of things to Copilot. For example, what is exactly in my data? What is here? This is here a sales data set. So it explains you this is everything here in the data set. This is what you can get out of it. But you can also ask very dedicated questions. For example, here, what are my sales in 2020? So now Copilot will already give you or provide you a table with the sales of 2020. And this table you can add, you see it, you can add it to your dashboard very easily. Other question, the total sales. So if you do not want to have a table, but you want to have one number, total sales of 2020, it provides you, it makes a summation of your total sales. You see, you have a lot of things that Copilot suggests. For example, if you want content for a new report page, it gives you a suggestion here, the sales performance by products. And it gives you already a dashboard for you with the sales performance by products. And on that page, you can easily extend it. You can easily change it, but it already gives you a first jump start to start building your reports. And next to it, on all your pages, you can always ask Copilot to give a executive summary, which you see it as a good understanding of the data, and in summary, what business can get out of this dashboard. So very short questions that we asked to Copilot. Of course, you can dive very deep, or you can do a lot of extra things with Copilot, but this gives you already a notion of what it can do in Fabric. Now, I already talked to you about why it is revolutionary in the sense that it's one platform. So everything is related, everything is in that one platform. But it is also revolutionary because it empowers all the business users. So if you are a data analyst or a data engineer or a data scientist or a business analyst, they can all use the same platform. So Fabric truly wants to be there for all the users, making it accessible for everyone. Analytics for everyone, meaning it is very familiar to people if they are using already Microsoft Office or Power BI. So it's like the same interface. It's the same way of working, so that facilitates for everyone. And next to it, it's also a very user-friendly interface. It's very intuitive. It's with drag and drop for non-technical users, but for technical users, you still have your code to make your data analytics in code version, or to make your data analytics in no code version for non-technical users. And lastly, there is a low learning curve because every step in the analytics journey, there is a low code alternative that lowers the barrier to do analytics. Now, to conclude everything now, what I've said here, What makes Microsoft Fabric different and what makes it so unique? First of all, it's everything as a service. So there's no need to manage hardware or infrastructure. You can have Fabric and everything is in there. And it's also the integration between services is seamless, meaning you can connect all your data sources to Fabric. You can use all the data. Is it an ERP like SAP? Is it your Excel? Is it HubSpot? You can all connect to it. And you also have many optimization processes which are automated. Secondly, everything in one platform. So you have the every stage of the data lifecycle, starting from analyzing your data, ingestion your data, transforming your data, modeling your data, visualizing your data, and even doing data science, advanced analytics on your data. It's all in that single platform. So no need to add different tools or environments. You can all do it in Fabric. And one of the most important things about Fabric, about a data platform, is you have your single source of truth. So it's all centralized in that data lake. That single source of truth is used by everyone, by all business users in your company, meaning if it is a data analyst or is it a business user or a data engineer, they do all different things with the data, but they will all be using the same data, the same not duplicated data or not data which was measured in another way or something like that. It is a unified source of data. And it's also in a consistent, structured environment as Fabric. They can all use it the same way. The fourth part here is that it has centralized administration. So it's one secure environment. So data professionals can work with it without worrying about the security or compliance. It is low code, as I already explained to you, so you can easily do advanced analytics or you can easily do analytics through drag and drop, meaning that also business users can make use or can make their own dashboards, own visualizations, and even maybe own tables to make their dashboards. And lastly, the personalized experience is also what makes Microsoft Fabric different. Data engineers, data scientists, business analysts, they have all the tailored interfaces and tools. They can collaborate with each other, and it's all in that one environment. Now, I already explained to you what a modern data platform is, what Fabric is, why it is revolutionary. So let me dive into how we as element61 use Fabric and how we use it as a customer. Which is relevant to you as well, how you can use Fabric at your company. So here you see that normal data development lifecycle path, starting from analyzing your data to ingestion your data, modeling your data, serving your data, and visualizing your data. These are 5 steps. These are always true if you want to visualize your data. Now, we know that at element61, and we know that for every part you need to do certain things. For example, when analysis part, you need to analyze which KPIs do I want to visualize. How can I make it in a data model? You need to think about a conceptual data warehouse design in which you have your facts, in which you have your dimensions, and in which you certainly know which KPIs and which end visualizations you will be making out of your data. Ingestion of your data from your source to a data lake, you need to implement data ingestion pipelines. You need to make it automatically, so there's you make it, of course, less prone to errors, but you make it as an automatic flow. So from analyzing your data, ingesting your data, you go to modeling your data. In modeling your data, the facts and dimensions that you analyze in the first step will now be filled in with your data that you have ingested in step 2. So you make your enterprise data model, you make your star scheme, and you fill your data in the facts and dimensions. Once you have your data model, and this is your enterprise data model containing all the different sources, this single source of truth, this enterprise data model, is then be used in your Power BI semantic model. So there we will make links between the facts, the dimensions, as a Power BI model, and that Power BI model is then used in Power BI to visualize it, to make dashboards, etc. Now, Fabric is used here in a lot of stages. Of course, analyzing your data, that's something that you need to do with business, or you need to think about. You need to think about that conceptual data warehouse design, and that's something before you step in Fabric. But once you start ingestion your data, you need that data platform. You need Fabric, where you have your data factory part, your data engineering part, that's used to ingest your data. Once you go to the modeling part, you have your data warehouse in OneLake, where you store the data, where you transform the data in that star schema, in that data model. And once you have that data model in Power BI, you make that semantic model, and you visualize your data in Power BI. Now, these steps are all facilitated in Fabric, but at element61, we already see this challenge that's that's a lot of companies have, that they want to visualize their data. So instead of reinventing the wheel over and over again, we facilitate Fabric, and we streamlined this whole process, starting from analyzing to visualizing your data for a lot of ERPs like Business Central, F&O, Exact Online, NetSuite, SAP, and more, to be able to visualize your data from source to Power BI in only 5 to 10 days. And this is called our out-of-the-box. So our out-of-the-box solution facilitates or makes use of Fabric to automatically starting or visualizing your data from scratch to Power BI. And I can explain it to you in one slide what our out-of-the-box actually is. It accelerates you to the 360 view insight, starting from your ERP sources. So if you have one ERP source, or you have multiple, sources, even not only ERPs, but also other sources, we can ingest the data into that middle layer, that Fabric data platform, where we then build that enterprise data model. And we provide you already with Power BI dashboard, so predefined dashboard to you as a kickstart to start visualizing your data, to start doing management reporting on top of your ERP sources. So as I mentioned, we streamlined this full process. And on top of that, we provide you the reports per domain. This is one thing that element61 does, but we do other things. So for example, for a customer here, I can explain you what we did for this particular customer. We have a customer in retail that has a lot of scattered, or that has a lot of scattered sources of data with the need of doing BI on top of these sources. So BI must keep pace as they adding a lot of new sources, a lot of new Excels as well, but they want to do BI. They want to do They want to do things in Power BI. So what we do? We did first. We took a step back, and we did an analytical roadmap. Where we explained and discussed what a modern data platform is, but also how it would look like for this customer, how it would look like from the as-is architecture to the to-be architecture, with concrete use cases of how they can leverage their data. What is important here is that we also take the people and the skills of that customer into consideration, knowing that this customer had some IT people, but it had not a dedicated data science team that did a lot of machine learning cases already. It was just an IT team that knew or knows how to do Power BI, but to do advanced analytics, it was rather more a question mark to them. So for us, it was rather obvious that Fabric was the correct data platform because now they have that single source of truth. They have an architecture which they can leverage, which they can maintain themselves because the low code option, because it is very easy as an interface as well. To make use of it. So we recommended that Fabric modern data platform to them. And this is an example for that customer of how we tackled it. So they have two sources here that we started to ingest, two of multiple sources, where we ingested their sales and inventory data into that Fabric data lakehouse. We did the same steps. We stored it, we cleansed it, transformed it, we modeled it. So the two sources are combined into that one enterprise data model. And then we visualize it in Power BI. This data platform that we have set up was for them very useful as it centralizes all their data, but they could also use their data from different sources into Power BI. But on top of that, it is also future proof. Meaning the next steps for this customer is now to add more data sources, is to add, for example, their Navision or their Group S, so their HR payroll provider, their F&O. They can all add it to the data lakehouse, and they can transform and model it to that one enterprise data model. And that one enterprise data model can also be used more than reporting. So in Fabric, you can also leverage the machine learning part where you can do demand forecasting or market basket analysis. You can do Gen AI HR bots, so really leveraging that AI part. But in your visualization, this customer could do also a lot of more reporting, a lot of more dashboards in Power BI. So they know what to do. They have concrete use cases, and they are now data driven and want to become more they want to have more innovation, want to have more insights into their data. Voila, this is for the customer example and how we as element61 make use for example, or out of the box, which enables or which facilitates or which makes use of Fabric. Um, let me now conclude and have some final reflections, because I already I explained what Fabric is, but it's also very useful to know to you how it works, how to maintain, and also what the pricing is. Um, so Fabric offers a very simplified pricing. As Fabric is a managed software as a service, you can buy a capacity to run everything. So you have your data ingestion, you have your data warehousing, reporting, even machine learning, and that will all run on that capacity that you have chosen. This, of course, reduces operational cost and complexity as it is all one managed software as a service. And as it is in the cloud, it is also scalable for growth. You can play with your capacity. You can make it bigger when you are doing more development, or you can make it smaller when everything is running very smoothly and you do not need to do more development. And this way, you can optimize your costs. You can optimize the capacity. Now, you can also really try to save some bucks here as well by following certain options. And I don't know if it is readable to you, but very shortly to go over that slide, you can smooth out, so you can pay for your average performance instead of peak performance, or you can make use of auto scaling or manual scaling if you know how to scale it, of course. And what is interesting is if you know your capacity for a whole year, you can save a lot of costs by already reserving your capacity for that year. Um, then, of course, you cannot turn it on and off like in pay as you go. But if you already know the capacity, that's a very useful, very nice thing that Fabric offers. And pay as you go is then the other way around, is you can turn it off when you want. Next, you can also share your capacity. And of course, last, you have always a free trial that you can make you can make use of. A free trial where you can try out all the features of Fabric over a limited time. And then you can see if Fabric is for you a fit or not. Now, a small warning when you may have a Power BI Premium. As of this year, Power BI Premium is being retired and fully part of Fabric. So as you transition to Fabric, you will need to migrate from your existing Power BI Premium capacity to a new Fabric capacity. And to migrate, all you need to do is reassign your workspaces to the new Fabric capacity. Now, we have some insights at our website that's very useful to read if you want to have more or if you are interested in the Fabric licensing and want to know more on how your existing Power BI licenses will be affected. I can refer you to our website where you see this insight written by one of our directors. On how the licensing works. Now, to conclude, Fabric has a lot of strengths. It is a powerful platform enabling collaboration and scalable performance. And we do see a bright future here at element61. We really like to use Fabric, and we really see a lot of customers are very happy about it. And why? Because it fosters that collaboration. You have all the tools in one place. It facilitates teamwork and collaboration across the different business users, across data engineers, analysts, data scientists, and business users. Next to it, the data lake is centralized in one lake, having that single source of truth. So it reduces or eliminates that data duplications, and it simplifies data governance, making sure your data is reliable and you use the correct data. It has a strong integration with the Microsoft ecosystem, which makes it familiar to work with and very easy to extend it with existing tools and leverage familiar Microsoft technologies. And fourth option is it is a cloud-based infrastructure. So it means it is scalable. So it ensures the high performance as it can handle large data volumes and diverse workloads. And one of the biggest advantages that we think at element61 of Fabric is that it's very easy to use, and Fabric has a low learning curve. With limited technical skills, you can easily create views, you can easily make your own insights, and it reduces the barriers to entry for the advanced analytics for companies that do not have a big data science team or a big IT team with all the knowledge for doing the advanced machine learning use cases. And of course, last but not least, it has AI and Copilot features that can help you automate tasks, that can generate insights, and even assist you in, example given, the making dashboards or building dashboards and reports, which makes workflows smoother and faster. So that concludes also my presentation of Fabric, of what it is, why it is so revolutionary, and also how we, as Element61, as a data consultancy company who is thought leading in analytics, uses Fabric as the base, as a foundation to do all the analytics at companies having IT teams which do not really have a lot of skills or knowledge, but also companies with IT teams that do have a lot of knowledge and skills, because there is also the code part. So you can have best of both worlds. So all the business users, all the data users can do their thing in that data platform. Now, to conclude, if you have questions, or if you are open to have a discussion, if Fabric can help you at your company, or something else that I have shown in this presentation, I'm very happy to connect with you. I'm very happy to answer your questions, and very happy to have a meeting to have an open discussion on Fabric or other use cases. So you can connect with me through LinkedIn. You can connect with me through my email address. And having said that, I would like to thank you to listen to this presentation, and I hope it was very useful and interesting to you, and I hope you learned something from it. Voilà. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie, for the interesting webinar and insights, and thanks for sharing your knowledge also. If there are any other questions, please reach out to Melanie or Ellen Song or Cedric Segers from TD SYNNEX. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.